Good afternoon. We're here with Wes Goodwin again. And how are you doing this afternoon, Wes?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Good, good. Uh, just wanted to talk about just your overall services and service in the area. Um, how long have you been servicing the area?
Since about 1994.
Okay, so a good long time. And uh, most people don't realize that when it comes to data recovery and forensics, conversion and such, that somebody without a lot of experience in that area, I'm seeing that their assumption is, well, there's somewhere just right around the corner, kind of like your local computer shop would be, um, and that's really not the case. There's, from the standpoint of full-scale data recovery companies, forensic, it's such a specialized area that there's a couple of dozen big players, which DataBank is, but they don't have a location around every corner like you would say a Best Buy or just your computer shop. Can you elaborate any further on that? Have any feedback just from your experience in that area?
Yeah, my experience is that there are certainly more data recovery labs now than there were, say, 15 years ago. But they're not in every city by all means. And some people operate differently than others. Some people have lots of drop-off locations in various cities, or partners that will collect a hard drive, but they still end up shipping it to the main data recovery lab.
Right, and DataBank's main lab is in Austin, Texas, but we have drives, cases coming in from all over the world. With same day or next day delivery, FedEx and UPS, it's really easy to to receive stuff like that. Most people are thinking they could just, like I said, drive around the corner, and that's not necessarily the case with what most people are experiencing. In fact, what I have experienced, in fact, you were mentioning this earlier, is a lot of people get frustrated that there isn't somewhere just right around the corner, that they actually have to package it up and send it off. But that's more common than anything else. It just because the extent of and the cost of constructing labs, it's almost cost prohibitive to do that. From what I've seen, would that be the case as far as with DataBank situation and just in general the industry?
I think so, yes. We've invested a lot into our lab and developing a clean room, electronics rework lab. We even have a dedicated floppy drive lab that is less and less used every year, but we still maintain it because when it's needed, as well as various hardware and software to address servers, and then all kinds of other data recovery. So to duplicate that in many locations, and then to manage all of it and then keep it all up to date would be a monumental task. So most people have one or at the most a few data recovery labs spread out around.
That's what I've seen too, and I think I should point out that we still will go to somebody's location, like you've mentioned before, where if somebody has a large server array, that it's just not as easy to have FedEx come by and pick it up, and as such, or even for security reasons, we will go to the client location. It doesn't mean that we won't. It's just from a practicality and lab standpoint. The main lab is located in Austin, like I've mentioned, but we will travel. In other words.
Yeah, we can travel when and we can certainly do some triage on site. But of course, our resources become limited to what we take with us, and often cases the exact problem is unknown. So it's best if we can have our resources with us when we do the full-scale data recovery. And it's common that, like you say, we can go to a client site, do some triage, and maybe get what we need, and then bring it back to our lab. Or there are cases when we can just do the full data recovery on site. But it is a lot more expensive, and we are more limited on what we can do when we do it that way.
And that makes sense. I would think that most people would understand that type of thing, and that goes for the forensics too. And your conversion services, as far as I would assume, I would think that the conversion, most stuff is sent in versus you going out anyway, or your team.
Most conversion projects do come in. A lot of times there's a high volume of those, first of all, and it's spread out over a longer period of time. Forensics, same way. A lot of them are sent in, but it is very common in forensics that we may need to go on site for some reason to acquire forensic images of the various media, and then bring those images back for the forensic analysis in our lab.
Okay. All right. Well, I think this is going to be helpful for a lot of people that question why is it that they have to box it up and ship it. As far as shipping, what type of recommendations do you have so that that the drive/media does arrive in a condition that you can work with? You're not going to stick it in an envelope, I'm assuming.
No, we recommend, in the instance, say, for a hard drive, that it be placed in an anti-static bag, and it be put in packaging such as a box wrapped with bubble wrap with at least 2 inches of foam or some kind of cushion around it, but fits snugly so it's not rattling around in the box. And then we recommend that be shipped FedEx priority overnight. In our experience, it gets the best handling that way. And we've never really had an issue with damage beyond any original damage when media is shipped that way.
Okay, all right. Well, Wes, I appreciate your time, and this is going to be really helpful for people, and I'm sure once again we'll be talking again soon.
Thank you, Ken.
All right, take care. Have a good afternoon. Bye-bye.